Ahoy there, and welcome back to DohMance Dawn, your podcast for two people discussing The Simpsons and One Piece. We're back this week for more boys' adventures before they die. I'm Luke, he, him, sometimes they, them, and I'm joined by my co-host, Janine.
Hello, I'm Janine, or Janine. For long. My pronouns are she, they, and I don't have a third thing to say.
But I did make you say something new this week, so.
Womp womp.
Uh-huh. We're tearing down all the walls here because you know what I discovered this past weekend when I went up to Michigan, Janine?
What did you discover?
You can still find places that are going to serve you a damn good coney dog for less than $2. And that's what America is about.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Bill's Drive-In in Ypsilanti. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I got some good root beer there too, and they served it in a mug. And it was great because they didn't even have a menu. It's just like, hey, this teen is going to come to your car, ask you what you want. He answered my questions pleasantly. And on the way back, I saw the most amazing thing.
What'd you see?
There is a new billboard outside of Marion, Ohio on State Route 23 headed south, featuring the characters from the hit 2018 film and pre-2018 advertising campaign, Uncle Drew.
What? Tell me about this.
Did you see the film Uncle Drew?
I did not.
Are you familiar with it?
Not in the slightest. Am I supposed to be? Was this required reading?
So Uncle Drew initially was in a bunch of Pepsi Max advertisements starring Kyrie Irving, dressed up as an old man doing really good basketball stunts. And that's like the whole joke. It's like, oh, it's a young guy dressed like an old guy doing young guy basketball things. And so the movie is sort of a classic. A new outsider has to get him and his old team back together. And it's like Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, Reggie Miller, Nate Robinson, and Lisa Leslie. And, you know, except for a joke that they really should have cut out because it's just like a pointlessly transphobic, lazy joke, it is a wonderful piece of family entertainment. And so this movie came out in 2018, and I think it did all right. Like, it was one of those things where it's like a Ted Lasso, where the fact that it was any good at all was a surprise, because both of those things started off as like character pieces advertising something else. And so like movie comes out in 2018, and for like the next 4 or 5 years into the pandemic, specifically because I took this route to and from my family up in Michigan, they would have an Uncle Drew billboard. And then the last time, like 2 years ago or so, they had finally taken it down because the last time that I had seen it, it was pretty sun faded. And so this time, and it's also not advertising Uncle Drew, it's just using the characters from the film Uncle Drew and not even just Uncle Drew, but like the other characters from the movie advertising things. And so as I was driving back today, I was delighted to see that there was a new Uncle Drew billboard up in the year of our Lord 2025. Like, this movie came out June 29th, 2018. There is no reason why anyone should be using Uncle Drew to advertise anything. I'm glad that they are using it to advertise retirement planning. I did not see the company that decided this is the way that they are going. But yeah, as horrible as parts of our country can be right now, cheap, amazing chili dogs. Like, I got two chili dogs and a mug of root beer for $6, and over $1 of that was me just being like, yeah, keep the change. And then seeing a new Uncle Drew billboard is like, this is what America was made for. This is the country that I love. And we need to get America back on track with roadside drive-ins that offer cheap chili dogs and more billboards with Uncle Drew.
I'm trying to think of an equivalent of something else that came out in 2018 that would be buck wild if that was used as an advertising.
Uh, Sicario 2.
There you go. Another thing that I've never heard of.
Andy, if you're listening to this episode, Sicario 2 mentioned. Yeah, what other big films came out in 2018?
Wow, there's a lot of fucking sequels in here.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. Infinity War and Black Panther. It was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the one that. No, they did another one before it died. That was when Bohemian Rhapsody came out.
Oh my god.
That was when Deadpool 2 came out. Yeah. But also, like, almost all of those except for Bohemian Rhapsody are franchise films. So
Yeah, a lot of them. So, like, I don't know. What would be, say, Green Book? Maybe not Green Book.
yeah, 50 Shades Free, that was another sequel. I'm looking for like the first highest grossing movie that is not a franchise film.
Annihilation?
Unfortunately, that's going to be Ready Player One. Ready Player
Uh,
One. Followed by A Quiet Place, which was original at the time. Oh, wait, no, this is just the order of box office films that year. Whatever. This isn't the show where we talk about box office numbers. It's not box office babes or box office buddies or box office bimbos, which all of those that you can subscribe to on the Luke Hair podcast app. It's only $8 a month. You can find it on Grumvo. Janine, what other amazing shows are on Grumvo?
oh, I'm actually on Poob. Poob has it for you. They had a Robin Hood film come out in 2018. When the fuck did that happen?
I mean, that wouldn't be on Grumvo. Which Robin Hood was that? Because I know it
Well,
wasn't the one where my dad got dysentery from eating water ice.
oh, well, that's a hell of a sentence.
We back when I was in college, there was the Robin Hood film that came out in like 2010 or 2011, and yeah, I didn't see this one. And my dad came out to Pittsburgh because I needed to do some like shopping that was beyond the norm, and so we ended up getting Rita's Italian ice, and he ended up getting food poisoning.
Wow. So sorry for that. That's a horrible thing to go through.
Hmm. Yeah, he just kind of drove me around while he was having gut pain. Janine.
That's my name.
Oh shit. No, I guess technically that was relevant because we're talking about 2011, so theoretically it could have been the same weekend. Uh, this is DohMance Dawn. We have episodes to cover that ran between May 1st and May 29th of the year 2011. And I'm also kind of like, wait, when did King of the Hill originally end? Oh, okay, that ended in 2010.
So we are post King of the Hill right
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
The animation domination block is slowly being taken over by um, Seth MacFarlane.
J-Tone, that would have happened years ago. Okay, 2011 on the Animation Domination Wiki, which thank you for existing. Okay, this was when Bob's Burgers premiered,
Hell yeah.
along with, are you ready for this flashback?
Ooh, probably not, but hit me with it anyway.
Alan Gregory. You're good to have not remembered Alan Gregory. Uh,
Good. I do
it
not.
lasted 3 months.
Ooh.
Uh, This was also the year that they had the Hurricane crossover on the Family Guy's 10th season, American Dad's 8th season, and the 3rd season of Cleveland Show,
That's
which
a
is
lot.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like flabbergasted that Bob's Burgers is that young. Like it's still old, but just it feels like something that would have started when I was fully in college. And also
I
pour one
mean,
out for Chuck Mangione as I just stare at him hugging his flugelhorn.
yeah, it doesn't feel so good.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah, this is a weird episode of the podcast. We're weird energy. I drove a lot today.
And I just woke up from a nap.
Hell yeah. I went to Traverse City Pie Company, and I just sent you my picture of my Chuck Mangione album. That was a joke. That also just I really got into his music, and it's kind of sad that he stopped doing music after the majority of his band died in a plane crash. Because most people know him as a joke, but he was a artist who was very passionate about what he did. And we here at DohMance Dawn salute Chuck Mangione. All right, we got 4 episodes of Simpsons to cover. We've done enough riffs and bits. The first one is The Real Housewives of Fat Tony. And as a person who's very turned on by middle aged women, how did you like this one, Janine? Give me your 2 word summary.
Uh,
That's 1 word.
I got nothing, dog. I got nothing.
So, Selma is kidnapped by Fat Tony, and after being unintimidated, they start flirting. He ends up giving her liposuction, which is a wild thing, and they end up getting married. At the wedding, Selma hides the Simpson family away, and Marge gets upset. So to make up for it, Fat Tony invites them to his house, where they meet the off-brand Jersey Shore crew. Marge and Homer find out that Fat Tony has a mistress, and they tell Selma, who confronts Fat Tony, but then finds out that she is the mistress, and they had a mistress wedding ceremony and breaks up with him. And then the B plot is Bart discovers that he can sniff out truffles and is hired by Luigi to find them with Lisa. But then Bart wants to get out of the truffle hunting, finds out that Lisa has been eating all of the truffles, and so he's actually made no money. And with one truffle left, Bart decides to give it to Luigi's old truffle pig, who then goes wild. It's another Selma marriage one. It's a weird Jersey Shore episode. Did you ever really engage with the Jersey Shore?
I didn't. Um, I mean, to be honest, I mostly liked it for seeing more of Homer and Fat Tony together.
Mm-hmm.
Having seen how that went earlier this season, that was nice.
Yeah.
But it was very weird to have kind of like an off-brand Jersey Shore kind of characters. I mean, like, I get that, like, hey, Fat Tony is like the
Relevance.
closest we got to like an Italian character that's not, Luigi Risotto, who
Mm-hmm.
still makes an occurrence. It's a very Italian episode all around.
It's
But
like 7 in here.
yeah, but for what it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that memorable,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that they could have turned it up a little bit more. You know?
Yeah. I think the thing that I've enjoyed the most relating to the Jersey Shore is the Bones episode, where it turns out that she just watches the show from an anthropological perspective, and she just loves examining the hierarchies and social aspects of the show while investigating a murder that happened. Bones! It's sometimes good. Watch it on Glizbo. And how did you feel about Selma?
Dun, 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 dun. Rawr.
Selma was all right. I don't know. I like a girl with a little bit of meat on her, so I did
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the OG Selma a little bit more, despite
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they kind of like made a couple of weight jokes. But
Yeah, a lot of just lazy writing fat jokes.
yeah, and I just it's not that I don't like it. If
Mm-hmm.
she feels good in her side of her skin after having that work done, awesome. That's great. It's just,
She didn't change for Disco Stew. She shouldn't have to change for Fat Tony.
exactly. I mean, also, Disco Stew definitely did not have the same kind of funds. I mean, that guy, whew.
The second one we have is Homer Scissorhands. Homer accidentally gives Patty a nice haircut, discovering a new talent for it, and opens a salon, but quickly becomes tired of listening to his female clients and becomes haunted by their secrets. He tries to quit and even tries to do a bad job, but neither plan works. So at the policeman's ball, he claims that Julio has done Marge's hair. So everyone flocks to Julio instead, and then Millhouse gets caught up thinking about mortality because he finally sees the opening of Finding Nemo on accident, and he decides to court Lisa, but she turns him down again. But this impresses Taffy, a popular girl, which makes Lisa suspicious. But then Taffy breaks up with Millhouse because he loves Lisa, and Lisa, who's also felt complicated about this whole thing, gives Millhouse a kiss. This was a Kristen Shaw guest appearance, which is kind of weird considering this is also contextually the year Bob's Burgers started. This is kind of the dawn of the Shawlessons.
Yeah. Honestly, let me see here. Going up from the top, I don't think that I had as much fun with Homer getting a job, and I don't know. There are a lot of middle-aged women, and they look pretty damn good in their new haircuts. And just the fact that, like, oh, I have to listen to these ladies gossip, and that's so not me. Because I
Hmm.
would love to, like, hear all of this dirt dished on, all of these guys in Springfield. It's hilarious, some of the things that they do bring up. Um, but it was really good to find a way to kind of loop it around to get Homer out of it, and I guess also bring up Hank Azaria's self-insert gay caricature character Julio.
I would have liked it if Julio had had any sort of presence on the episode before, just from a storytelling perspective. But it's a limited length series, and they've got to leave room for the Lisa plot,
Which
which
was, let's talk about the Lisa plot, because honestly, I mean, I kind of get it. The confusing things of, do you like this guy or not? I think that I get kind of wanting someone who is unavailable, but it also kind of like sucks because it's Millhouse. I don't know. If I had to like think of any of them to ship with Millhouse, it would be Bart. For me.
mhm.
What did you think of it?
I am, I think, very unsurprisingly, a person who did not date until college because I was very bad at overthinking things, and I also recognize that hormones and growing up just leads teens to make bad choices, and even preteens to make bad choices. And it's just like, yeah, I'm not pro Millhouse Lisa shipping, uh, but make some mistakes, get messy, find out who murdered Miss Frizzle. Do you know who did the murder crime, Janine?
I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Okay,
It's
give
my
me your
job,
guess.
isn't it?
Uh huh. Who done it?
Hmm.
Who done it? Who done it? Who did the murder? Who killed Miss Frizzle, a school teacher? Who done it? Who done it? Who killed Miss Frizzle? We're talking about the original one, not the remake one.
Carlos.
Sorry. It was a Jigglypuff seen from above.
Next episode.
500 keys. The Simpsons start digging through the drawer of keys, and we initially get a bunch of flashbacks. And I thought it was going to be like that sort of anthology episode, and instead it kind of just splits into different plot lines. Homer and Barney end up in the Duff Brewery, where Homer steals the Duff blimp. Bart tries to prank people, but ends up helping them instead, which includes saving Gil from killing himself. Marge turns on a farting toy, the Pooter Tooter Express. Pooter
Hell
Tooter
yeah.
Express. Pooter Tooter
Pooter Tooter
Express. Pooter
Express. Pooter
Tooter
Tooter
Express.
Express.
Everybody loves Pooter Tooter Express. And it just goes through offending people, and it's hilarious because it's just these two little people on one of those like old railway up and down lever carts, and they just keep making fart sounds, and it's just like this is this is what we need in the world. Lisa tries to return a school key and finds a fake classroom. And when she tries to show it to more of the school, she can't find the room again. She realizes this is a conspiracy. She returns and finds the room again and a clue that bus 23 went missing. So she tries to track it down in the blimp, and they find out that it went missing in a river and it is full of mannequins. And when Lisa and Homer are looking into it, they fall in. That's when the farting toy knocks down a tree, saving them, and Otto reveals that he had crashed the bus and hit it because he was high and thought that he killed a bus full of students. But it turned out that Skinner and Chalmers had accidentally lost a bunch of money because Skinner literally lit it on fire on accident, if I remember correctly.
Oh no, it got destroyed in the wash.
That's right. It got destroyed in the wash. And so they had to make a fake classroom showing all these things that they did, and they rented the mannequins, but they sent Otto to return them. But because it was very slippery, the bus crashed, the mannequins were lost, and we don't really get a full resolution beyond the explanation.
I do love a story of The Simpsons where everybody gets set off in different directions and they all meet up together at the end.
Mm-hmm. And I love a story with the Pooter Tooter Express.
This one has everything.
It has Dr. Toots and the woman.
It has DohMance drowning in a river.
Mm-hmm. It has a bus full of mannequins, which is also part of my pitch for Mannequin 3, Mannequins on a Bus.
It has an IBS support group.
And it also has Hooter Toot. Yeah, I think story structure wise, it is a fun one. I just would have loved a bit more of a resolution because it's a lot of things that are happening because they kind of need to happen for the story to work, as opposed to like organically happening mostly towards the end with the Otto thing. Because Otto's the one who reveals who like leaves the clue about the bus, but it also doesn't really make sense. Like, it is one where if you put too much logic into it, it kind of falls apart. And that's why you focus on the Pooter Toot.
Yeah. The Pooter Toot Express really ties it all together.
Mm-hmm. The last episode is the Nedliest Catch. Edna slaps Bart after he causes chaos and she gets suspended and put into teacher jail. What is this? An episode of a podcast from an alternate universe where we cover Mob Psycho 100 and AP Bio?
Like that would ever happen.
I know. Bart works to spring her, and Ned ends up saving Edna when she falls out of a building. They end up getting lunch together, hit it off, start dating, and Edna eventually gets to return to work. Bart finds out that they're dating and tries to disrupt them with Homer's help, and Edna just won't put up with it. She makes sure that Homer has to return everything that he borrowed from Ned, and so the two strike up a plan to break them up. Ned ends up convincing Homer, though, that they should be together, and Bart is unable to scare Rod and Todd enough that they would try and break the pair up. But then Ned finds out that Edna has slept with a lot of men and becomes very judgmental and breaks up. Marge convinces Homer to talk to Ned, and so Ned decides to forgive Edna, and she rightfully calls him out that no, she doesn't need to be forgiven. She does not regret what she did. And Ned isn't entirely sure how to deal with that, and we're kind of left with a cliffhanger where there is an internet poll that is no longer open on whether or not they should stay together or not. How would you have voted? Are you Team Nedna or not?
I would have been Team Nedna. I think that it's a total chasing Amy situation where Ned wanted her to apologize for a past that she had already done and is no longer living. And I feel like that there is a way out of it. I mean, I hope so. honestly, I've been the one with a lot of experience inside of my recent relationship, and I've had a partner that has definitely taken it in stride, really taking the fact that despite where I've been before, I'm with him now. Um, I think that this is a very great episode in terms of uh, getting Ned to feel like a much more bearable character. I love what Edna is doing to kind of um, soften the edges of just like how much of a fundamentalist he's been for
Mhm.
the past uh double digit number of seasons.
Since he got flanderized.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what the end result is. I haven't seen any of those episodes, but no, this makes I think this is a very well written episode. Everything flows well. It gives us some new dynamics and it teases us with what can be in a way that I think doesn't happen all that often, especially on a show like The Simpsons.
Yeah. Also, it continues on the trend that it's okay to hit children if they're bastards, which I don't know if I agree with, but
No, it's always right and fine that you should be able to slap or hit Bart Simpson specifically.
Bart Simpson specifically,
Uh huh.
okay. This
Hmm.
is not the first time that it's been brought up as something controversial, but also in the end, it turns out, no, you should hit Bart. He's practically the devil. He sold American secrets to the Chinese for a dirt bike.
I'd do it for less. Like a good regular bike. We don't make those in America anymore. This country's lost its way. That's why in Glorp, we're doing Luke's View of America. It's a new TV show where I go to small businesses and say, hey, is this America to you? And see what they do. It's half Rick Steves, half Jackass. Would you watch that show, Janine?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Would you give me $20,000 so I can produce it?
$20,000 will produce you a pilot, and no, I don't have that kind of money.
Damn. All right. Sam Reich owes me a favor since he never did get me that wedding gift. So maybe I should follow up with that. All right. Yeah. It's an interesting batch of episodes. It's also a good week for.
A person who's very turned on by middle-aged women.
We finally see
Hell
how
yeah.
Edna's shirt works.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, how did you feel about Patty and Selma with haircuts?
I loved them with haircuts. I
Mm-hmm.
think that there were a lot of different hairstyles that were going on that honestly made me do things I didn't really think I would ever do. Like, consider if I would hit on Helen Lovejoy.
I mean, would you?
After considering it, no, still no.
Oh,
But I
yeah, no.
considered it. I got to the point where I was thinking about it.
I'm sorry. All right. New characters include Angela D'Amico, Stevie B, Stevie F, Normal Head, Joe Spuckler, and The Occurrence, Tushy, Vincent, Kyla, Bonko, Taffy, Millie, and Nancy Drew, Shavings owner, Embry, Joe, Spuckler, Frank's dog, too. We didn't start the Yeah. All right. And now we're covering episodes 496 through episode 500. Wow, wow, wow.
Sphinx!
Holy shit. I didn't expect
Yeah.
that one to come back.
Mm-hmm. It never left because
Man, I feel like a woman.
Man.
That's what I'm saying.
mm-hmm.
Sphinx!
Yes, these episodes include Someday to the sea, the three brat sake cups of oath.
Leaving the Dadan family, the secret base is complete.
Apprentice Luffy, the man who fought the Pirate King.
The battle against the big tiger, who will be the captain.
Stolen freedom, the noble's trap draws near the three brothers. So, Janine, I don't know how much you randomly see One Piece news popping up or spoilers. Can I tell you something devoid of
Sure.
context?
Yeah.
Davy Backfight is now very important to canon, and it explains things.
That's weird as hell. But hey,
Uh-huh.
that's the direction we're going in, I guess.
Yeah. First, Skypia became very context important, and then we finally got more information on Jewelry Bonnie, and now I guess we're doing Davy Backfight explains things. One Piece. You never know what's going to be important. So, last time we left, Luffy, Sabo, and Ace were working to train each other in fighting, with Luffy never really learning to fight, but all of them kind of gaining more power. We get a scene where the boys go into the fancy restaurant in the high town on the other side of the wall from the Great Terminal, which is the big old trash mountain. And they get treated as nobles because they do the three boys in a trench coat thing. And
Love it.
Sabo shows, oh, it's always great. Because Sabo shows them a pocket watch, and when they get caught, they run away, leaving an IOU. And that is when Sabo is recognized by Outlook 3, Sabo's father and son of Netscape Navigator. Ha ha! And Outlook is like, hey, Sabo, please come back. And Luffy and Ace really don't care that Sabo's the son of a noble, because all his parents really want him to do is marry a noble lady, and they are emotionally abusive. Like, when he saw a rich boy being a piece of shit and bought him, they're like, hey, no, you don't get to do that. And that's why he started hanging out in the Great Terminal, where he just wants to, share what he learned with other kids in the world, and three brothers share their dreams and share cups of sake, which makes them officially brothers.
These children drinking alcohol. You'll love to see it, I guess.
Just like in Peanuts.
Sure.
You know that one where Charlie Brown, Linus, and Snoopy all take a shot of absinthe? It's the Green Fairy, Charlie Brown.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one ends sad. So the boys mean. So the boys, meanwhile, become powerful enough that Don is no longer able to control them. Makino and Whoop Slap. Hey, Janine, Whoop Slap is back. It's Whoop Slap. Do you remember Whoop Slap, the mayor from Windmill Village?
Honestly, no. I saw that guy again, and I was like, I feel like this is the first time I'm seeing him, but he's not on the list of people we're casting. I don't know. Who did we even cast as Whoop? Who did we cast Whoop Slap as?
The American representative.
That just goes to show you exactly how much thought we put into Whoop Slap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even remember which American representative it is. Let's quickly Google Whoop Slap. Or American representative. American representative.
Was that in the
Simpsons.
UN when the USSR revealed that they were still there? That they've been there the whole time?
I believe so. It does look like that would be a very good fit. Oh, hey, someone updated Dr. Xander's photo on Simpsons Wiki 19 hours ago. Wild. Yeah, that was a good fit. So, yeah, they show up, have give them new clothes, have a nice dinner, and then Garp shows up and is like, hey, you two kids, you ready to join the Marines? And they're like, fuck off, old man, and run away into the jungle. And Garp's like, okay, I did my job. I appreciate Garp just not giving a shit. He has more important things to do, like tossing ships at other ships.
It's so terrible, like how he just like is like, how did these kids become pirates? And it's like you gave them to mountain bandits to raise, and then just like completely abandoned them.
We'll never know, Janine. We'll never know. So the boys end up working on building a hideout so they can live away from Dedan and pretend to be pirates. And even though she finds out about the base, she decides to leave them alone, which is completely reasonable. Like, those kids are survivors, at least for a while. Because, like I had promised, Sabo dies next episode. And, like, even during the winter, we see a massive tiger steals their food, so they decide that whoever kills this tiger is going to become their new captain when they all become pirates. And so they try to lure it out, run into a bear instead, and they are saved by Naguri, aka Old Man Filler, who did not exist in the manga. And he's like, in my day, I lost against Gold Roger because my crew wasn't good enough at fighting as a team. You know, if we had fought as a team, maybe we could have beaten Gold Roger's team that was able to fight as a team. Do you boys ever think you might need to fight as a team?
I wonder what the lesson here is.
Uh-huh. And they talk about Ace's dad being Roger. And meanwhile, Blue Gem, the leader of those bandits, not the cool bandits, but the ones who live over in Grey Terminal, find out that Sabo's father is looking for them. And meanwhile, a celestial dragon is headed to the island. Luffy trains with Nagari, who admits that, he lost because he didn't know how to fight as a team. But he's been working on a secret boat, and they finish it, and the boys realize that now they are, after a montage, strong enough to fight the big tiger, and by using the power of work as a team, they take it out. Ace ends up getting the final blow, but he doesn't want to be the captain. Nagari heads out to sea, and then Blue Gem's like, okay, this filler stuff's done. We aren't going to see that old man again. He's probably dead. Like all old men who go out to sea in One Piece. And so Blue Gem captures Sabo, hands him over to his father. Sabo surrenders himself to protect his friends, and then Blue Gem's like, hey, here's what we're going to do, Luffy and Ace. I'm going to give you some work. You just leave Sabo alone. Sabo doesn't want to renounce his friends and doesn't want to accept the status, and so his dad threatens Ace and Luffy, bribes an officer to ignore Sabo's crimes, and then reveals that, they also adopted another son, Steri, who looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
Actually, he looks like a dick. Like, he just got a big old floppy dick for a nose and brow. And he finds out that they are going to burn all of the Grey Terminal before a celestial dragon shows up in 3 days. Sabo, hearing this plan, sneaks out and finds out that Blue Jam has been leaving bombs all over the Grey Terminal with help from Ace and Luffy, and they are going to ignite those and burn the trash pile and kill everybody there. And Sabo's like, hey, other rich people, are you concerned about this? And they're like, no, why would we be? And Sabo's rightfully like, okay, I need to save my friends because all rich people are bastards. Yeah. So, do you have predictions for what's going to happen next time?
Ugh. I mean, in a perfect world, they all die. I don't know. I'm really
Define
annoyed by.
all.
I'm really annoyed by these children. I'm really annoyed by these children. I can't wait to get out of this arc.
Mhm.
And listen, it's not the fault of like them being children. It's the fault that like Oda likes giving people the most dramatic and terrible backstories.
Mhm.
So like I just know there's gonna be some bullshit. And like I don't know, I'm not getting too attached to Sabo.
Mhm.
I'm actively keeping myself like from getting like too attached from this, and it just seems like a way that you can be able to pile on a whole lot of bullshit to be like, and that's what makes it really more sad that Ace has died, and it's
Because it's the second brother.
yeah, I don't care, dog.
But he's been hinted at the entire time.
I really don't care.
Because did you ever notice? I am using a weird new mouse. My laptop keyboard is dying, and it's such a problem that I can no longer consistently use the R or the Y keys, and the T key is completely dead. It's hell, dog. It's very frustrating. Yeah, the S is for Sabo, who's dead, because it crossed out, and the C is for Crybaby.
Huh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Ace wasn't too dumb to spell his own name. Maybe there's a bigger meaning.
Maybe. I still think it's more hilarious to believe that he just couldn't spell his own name.
Mm-hmm. Damn his achy breaky heart.
While I was watching the episodes, my boyfriend did come over to ask, if Luffy knows how to read. And I
Mm-hmm.
had to stop for a second because I know that he's. The only thing I've ever seen him read is wanted posters, and he's mostly just kind of like looked at number value and picture. I don't think he's read anything else beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very hard question for me right now to answer. Um, I mean, would you happen to know? Is this a question we can be able to pose to the audience? Do you think Luffy knows how to read?
Uh, on Reddit 14 years ago, there was a discussion that asking if he was literate, which would have been around the time that this arc was running. They aren't in touch. They don't have a definitive yes or no. I don't think that he's fully literate. I think he can read some things. And I also think that he has very bad ADD, so he can't really focus on books for too long either way. Yeah, sound off in the comments. Is Luffy literate? I think that he can read, but not well. I mean, can you imagine Garp trying to teach the alphabet? Can you imagine Don trying to teach the alphabet?
Even less.
Maybe Makino has tried, but yeah. Anyways, we got 4 characters to match this week. We've got some wild times. I'm going to send you my link. I'm ready to talk Pooter Toot. Are you ready to talk Pooter Toot?
I am.
All right. So, up first, we got Outlook 3, also known as Hotmail. My Rodrigo style is Pooter Toot Man. My throwback is Devin Woosterfield, and here's my wild pick, and I am sticking with this as a full trio. Mr. Parkfield, aka Hugh Parkfield's father. Who do you have?
Let me pull up my list. Okay. I have Pooter Toot as my Rodrigo style as well.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I think about it, I think I used these characters before, but I had the Springfield of Tomorrow Mel from Postcards from the Wedge.
Mel, we have Mutant Sideshow Mel, Mel Gibson, and Torin Mel.
Okay. Well, this is a
So-
different Mel who is married and does have a kid. They are inside of a, well, literally, as the title of it says, Springfield of Tomorrow. Retro futuristic video that explains what things are going to be like with nuclear energy.
Mm-hmm. I'd be interested in going over the family first and then kind of seeing, because I do have sets. Who do you have for Deedit?
I have Mrs. Tudor, or
Mhm.
the woman that is also on the Pooter Express,
Mm-hmm.
and a part of the set for Mel. I have Mel's wife.
Which one? Oh, Mel's future wife.
The Springfield of Tomorrow Mel, which
Yes.
is completely unrelated to Sideshow Mel, by the way.
That's where my brain was getting tripped up. So I also had Pooter Toot Woman. I also had Quinley Woosterfield. Even though they are older siblings, I feel like they're kind of adult questionable enough and also rich. And then I had Miss Parkfield. And then who do you have for Starry?
For my my Rodrigo style is Kyle LaBianco, because that does seem like a fancy lad. I hear he vacations in California.
Mm-hmm.
I had Junior, which is Mel and Mel's wife, Kid. I also had Jimbo Jr.
Interesting. I do want to add, because we did get some Din Din Mushi. For Did It, Reverse Eye Patch suggested smeared T-shirt Marge from the time that Homer tries to get Marge's face printed on a T-shirt, as well as we got suggestions in for Stelly, which include Alex K from the One Piece podcast suggesting a deal. That one Welder guy suggesting the Dud, and Mike P suggesting Tracy Ullman era Bart Simpson. And I am posting those into the sheet. my throwback is Simon Woosterfield, just so we can get all three named Woosterfields, and the only Woosterfields that we actually see, because I did try and see if the Bart lookalikes' parents were shown, and they are not. And then Hugh Parkfield. I want to go full Parkfield because we don't see a lot of the Parkfields on The Simpsons, but Hugh kind of has the right level of he is in a position of power, he is rich, he has benefits, but he is awful. We are mostly going to see Stelly in the future because he is making it out of this. He is still alive and kicking and being a piece of shit.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Uh-huh. And they also kind of have a similar haircut. And I was trying to think of, is there a future awful person like this who I think would be a good fit? And I did not have anyone come to my mind for the whole Parkfield family. So if we have a mother, a father, and a son, and I do think it is also hilarious if we're saying that Hugh Parkfield in this casting is adopted. Those are three awful people.
Okay, I'm good with the Parkfields, especially if we're gonna get an older Sterry to have kind of like an older character already, ready to go in the chamber. That does
Mhm.
work instead of trying to age up a terrible Simpsons child.
Yes. Hell yeah. All right, and then we have. God damn it! I'm getting used to the USB keyboard that I'm using, and it's just like I keep hitting the wrong key for command. All right, and then we have Nagari. My Rodrigo for Stereo was Truffle Pig. I don't think I'd mentioned that, just
It's
because I thought it
it's
would be
funny,
funny.
but I'm definitely gonna Uter pile Truffle Pig.
Truffle Pig. Yeah, we've got to wait till we need a bunch of pigs. My Rodrigo for Nagari is quitting Letterman. The guy's like, oh, I was trying to quit by letter. Thank you for opening this mailbox. My throwback was HMS Bounty Willie, and then Practical Pirate, the one who in Natural Born Kissers in the pirate sequence is like, what if we don't bury this and leave a treasure map? What if we just spend our treasure and then he gets killed? Who do you have, Janine?
Well, my Rodrigo style, I had two. I had the Italian priest,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the Teddy Roosevelt statue. And my throwback for that one was Benjamin Franklin.
Interesting.
I just feel like having that kind of old character. I would really love to use Benjamin Franklin or Teddy Roosevelt or someone like that on it. I think Teddy Roosevelt kind of like fits a little bit better because, he's kind of got like that old kind of a badass, image about him. Who knows how real that does, ring true. But I
No,
don't know.
I'm going to go with Teddy Roosevelt. Just keep it simple.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that wraps up the casting for this week. Janine, where can you be found online?
You could find me on Blue Sky, JanineJuliet.bisky.social. You could find me also on Instagram. Janine is dope. I also have another podcast, Wrestle Girlies. We recently posted up an episode about shipping, and that is pretty fucking good. That is Wrestle Girlies wherever you get podcasts. And Luke, where can people find you?
You can find me mostly on Blue Sky at Coltreg KWell, TREG. I'm also on Gumroad, Itch, and other platforms, though we're trying not to use Itch for now because, it's fucking credit cards. Uh, the world. The world. There is a Patreon under my name, Luke here, Lukeherr, where if you want to support this podcast and the other projects that I do, that is a wonderful way to do that. Yeah, our cover artist for the show is Mike Patten. You can find most places at Patten Pending, PattenPending. And the podcast is DohMance Dawn, which you can find at dohmancedawn.com. You know how it's spelled. You know where to find it. If you haven't watched us on YouTube, give us a watch on YouTube. It's nothing special, but it is what it is. Thank you for listening to the 82nd episode of this podcast. We are getting close to the end of the original era of One Piece, and we are going to do a special SBS episode before we start the time skip era, which Janine still doesn't really know what that all is about. That's going to be in a few episodes between 85 and 86. So if you want to start sending in questions for us, the Discord is a great way to do that, or Blue Sky. We will see you in 2 more weeks as Sabo is going to die. How do you think Sabo is going to die?
I hope painfully.
I hope he both dies. Until then, smooth sailing. It won't be for Sabo.